In this video, we're going to learn how to use a torrent program to get materials online that users have shared with each other. The program I like to use is called qbittorrent, and it is available from qbittorrent.org. If the website doesn't load for you, it might be necessary to use a VPN, and if you need help getting a copy of the program, just ask, I'll help you out. Installation on the program is a breeze, it's very straightforward. Once you have it open and you run it, it looks like this. The way that torrent programs work is they essentially will download and share whatever you tell it to. And before you can tell it to do something, you need to get some information so that it is able to know where to get some files. And what I like to do is turn on my VPN, and then I go to the following website. I go to thepiratebay.org. That is the most trusted website for torrents. And then once this comes up, it's kind of like Google, but there are a few things to know about how to use it and how to make it work with your torrent program. To start off with, we need to decide what we want to download. Perhaps we would like to find Dora the Explorer. So I just type that in. After I'm done searching, I can see all of the different results, and on the right hand side there is two columns, one for SE, which is cedars, one for LE, which is leechers. The only column that really matters is cedars, and you want to avoid downloading anything that has 0 cedars, or maybe only 1. Cedars is how many people are sharing the program, and if there's nobody sharing it, then you can't get it. You can wait forever and it will never get downloaded because nobody has it available. After choosing what you're interested in, click on it and then look through the details. Sometimes it's important to read the description because you might find that some videos or movies are in a different language, like it might be Spanish, and what you're really looking for is English. After reading through the description, if that matches what you want, then find the link that has a little picture of a magnet next to it. It says, get this torrent, and then over to the left there's a magnet. I'm going to put my mouse over the magnet and right click, and then copy link location. Ironically, that's called a magnet link. And now I have a copy of that location in my computer's clipboard. So just to demonstrate that, it's kind of like copy and paste. I just copied. Now if I hit Control and V, it pastes that link. And that link needs to be given to my program. So I go back to qbittorrent. And there's all these different icons here, and the one I want to go to is Add Torrent Link, and it has a picture of a chain link in it. So I'm going to click on that. Immediately after doing so, this little window pops up, and it has the link, this just the same as if I just pasted it. So all I needed to do was click that button, and then I can click on Download right here. Now in this top right hand corner, I can see a list of what is downloading. And don't be discouraged if there's no seeders in the beginning. Some people turn their computers offline, and so the number of seeders can go up and down throughout the day. And over here I got my download speed. I'm pulling almost 1 megabyte a second. This is really coming fast. Here's an estimated time of arrival for my download, and going at the speed that I have right now, it looks like if I just walked away from my computer, I could come back 6 hours later and I would have 5 seasons of Dora the Explorer. And perhaps I only want season 5. I can go to this file list down here and uncheck everything that I do not want to download. So now I'm only going to grab season 5. Looking at the list of files can be helpful at times because it will also show you file sizes. Like maybe I don't have 19.4 gigabytes on my computer. Maybe I only have 5. So I'll grab this one season at a time, and then later on I upload it somewhere else. You know, I put it on a flash drive, a different hard drive. Maybe I put it in the cloud. I already have almost 2% of what I've chosen to download. Dora the Explorer Season 5. Once that download is complete, I can go back to qbittorrent, right-click on my file, and then select Open Destination Folder. That takes me to where I have my downloads. Go to Season 5, and here's where my files will show up, and that just makes it easier to find them. After you have downloaded qbittorrent or any other torrent downloading program, you will want to go to your menu, go to Tools, Options, and then Downloads. And what you want to do is tell your computer where to put these files, because when you're using torrents, you're going to be dealing with media files that can be quite large. Like all of Dora the Explorer was 20 gigs. You probably don't want to drop that on your C drive. You probably want to put that on a different hard drive that is just for data only. And this area through here is where you can configure that. I'm going to go right back into that one more time. Tools, Options, Downloads, and then right here is where I can put in that information. If this is foreign for you or it's a little bit too technical, just ask a friend with some experience to help walk you through it. And they can help you to get set up on your computer so that all of your downloads will go into a location that you control. You chose it, and you know what to expect. Now, I don't actually want to download Dora the Explorer today, so I'm going to choose to delete that. And when you delete something in qbittorrent, it will open up a dialog window. And it says, are you sure you want to delete it from the transfer list? Okay, bam. But there's also a check mark over here, which will delete the files on the hard disk. If I'm done downloading and I don't want to automatically share this with other people, I don't want my list to be full of all kinds of other files, I can just click on OK and it'll disappear from the list, but it stays on my computer. But if I want to get rid of everything entirely, including the files that I downloaded, you put a check mark right there and then click on OK. Now I am right back to where I started. Now here we are back at thepiratebay.org, and so far I've shown you that you can get a television show or a series. You can get movies, off of the torrent network. But you can also get programs. Like maybe I want to get Photoshop, maybe I want to get Microsoft Word, maybe I need to get a version of Windows that is in English. The great thing about the torrent network is that all kinds of files are shared and available. So I can type Photoshop and immediately I get all of these results for different versions of Photoshop. And as you can see from the seeds, there's lots of people sharing this file. There can be some risks with using torrents in order to get software and videos. The number one risk is if you're outside of China, you have to be worried about copyright law. And so when you're in China, you don't really have to worry about that, and that means that you can download without hiding yourself. But in other countries, you might need to turn on a VPN so that it looks like you're somewhere else. If I'm in the USA and I'm downloading a torrent, then I'll use a VPN. I'll make it look like I'm in China, and then I don't have anything to worry about. Another risk is the potential for viruses, and that is one reason why you want to look for these little skull and crossbone icons, particularly if you're dealing with software files instead of movie files. So you're not going to get viruses from like an MP4 file or an AVI, because movie files are just data. They're not executable programs. But if you're downloading programs, well, that could contain a virus. There's a possibility. So, look for the skull and crossbone. That means that it has been verified and tested by an admin and it is safe to use. So if you're ever in doubt, don't download any programs and just run them willy-nilly. Look for that skull and crossbone first. If you see that, then you're safe. And that's it. That's about all that there is to know about torrents. When you first start using torrents, there is a little bit of a learning curve. But if you just play around, if you fidget with it a little bit, you will figure out everything that you need to know. You will be successful. It's not something that you have to be afraid of. Just jump in and give it a shot. And if something isn't working, you can't figure it out on your own within like 5 minutes, ask a friend, because this is a very common thing. A lot of people know how to do this and they can walk you through it.